If you lost a loved one and you're dealing with bitterness and grief, this blog is for you. Today is the day that made a year since my dad had passed away. And this has been one of the most challenging times in my life. The last conversation I had with my dad was July 22nd. He texted me and wanted me to make sure that I clean upstairs. I told him I got you. The next day I called, he didn't pick up. I ain't think too much of it. But July 25th, I'll never forget that day. It was a Thursday. I was at work. I was supposed to go to the movies with me and my sister. And my grandma called me. And she was just like, I've been calling your dad. He has been answering. And I'm like, damn, I'm thinking to myself, he has been answering for me because I called him Tuesday because normally he'll call back. So I'm calling, and he wasn't answering. And I knew something wasn't right because that's not him. He'll always call back. And I got worried. My spirit was telling me something wasn't right. And when I got off of work, I rushed home. I was flying home. My grandmother was waiting on me. My older sister was on her way to the house and she wanted me to wait so all of us can walk in, but I couldn't wait because something my gut was telling me something wasn't right. And when I walked inside, I see my dad laying there dead, and that really fucked me up because, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting maybe he was asleep, But yeah, that really fucked me up. And I ran out the house. I felt like I was in a movie scene. I felt like I was in a nightmare. And so, my older sister and myself, we had to carry my dad off the couch and we had to lay him on the ground. And what really bothered me about that day is the fact that my dad died alone. My dad died on the 23rd and he died from a heart attack. And the fact that I wasn't there, it bothered me, because I feel like if I was there, it would never happen. If I would have came home, maybe he would still be alive, So that bothered me. And since his death, it did put effect on me because I was close to my dad. My dad gave me unconditional love. No matter what situation he always came through. I never forget, it was times where it could be a big snowstorm. He'll come get me, so I don't got to catch the bus. My dad was not only a provider, but he was a protector. And he loved me unconditionally, not just myself, but my siblings as well. But speaking for me, it's that, my dad made me the man that I am today. I wouldn't able to accomplish anything without him. And so losing him been tough because he's not able to be here to see me grow as a man. He's not able to be here to see me physically, to see me to have children and myself getting married. And, that's the part that really bothers me. My dad's death was unexpected. And, it's been tough. It's been tough because, my dad was my life coach. So I never thought that I can live life without my dad, honestly. And since his death, I've been dealing with a lot of bullshit. I'm gonna be straightforward with you. Because one thing I learned about grief, it shows you who you are, and it shows you the people around you. My dad didn't have his business in order. And what I mean by that is that he didn't have life insurance. So since he didn't have life insurance, my oldest sister and her husband had to take care of the funeral arrangements. And luckily that my dad was in the military, but they only covered so much. So my older sister did not have me included in the funeral arrangements. And I was bitter about that. I was very bitter because I felt like, why would you not have me included? And I was feeling like, I did so much for my dad while he was alive. I'm not saying my dad was disabled, but whatever my dad needed, I make sure he got it. If I couldn't do it, my sister Maya would have done it. So I was just really upset about that. I was really upset. And I was not cooperative. I made it very difficult. Like, because we had a family meeting. Well, we had 2 family meetings, but the second family meeting, I wasn't being cooperative at all. And what I mean by not being cooperative is just things that we all agreed as a family. Like, hey, if you pay dad mortgage, send a confirmation. I wasn't doing that. I was mad. I was very mad about I was very mad of me finding out. That's my older sister told me. And how she told me was, we was talking on the phone. She was like, yeah, that's why I had to get Maya to come with me to put the headstone and stuff like that. And I'm like, why you ain't called me? So her reason for it didn't make sense because I'm like, I wasn't disrespectful to you. yeah, I was just mad. And like I was just real mad about that. And I was so bitter and I'm dealing with grief. I'm depressed, eating. I was really mad about that. And grief and bitterness have so much control over me to the point where it turned my car upside down. And what I mean by that is that I can, I can eat in my car, I can throw the wrappers on the ground. Over time, this shit build up. Over time, a odor developed in my car. And then one day I just came to the realization, like, yo, I need to get my shit together. Like my car was very bad. And, I have to really lean on God to get myself out this bad headspace. I have to really lean on God to forgive my older sister. And, and me leaning on God helped me out tremendously. It helped me to be consistent with my podcast. Because before my dad passed away, I talked to him about my podcast and he gave me words of encouragement. And one of the things he said, he was like, when you start something, you finish it. And he always used to tell me that. And that's something that always stuck with me till this day. And God helped me to be consistent, not be consistent, but be more persistent, I should say, because God knew how much my dad meant to me. And me leaning on him to help me to get myself out of that bad headspace I was in, help me to forgive. So moral of the story is that if you're in that bad headspace, you have to lean on God. God is the only way. And sometimes you in that bad headspace, you may think you will never get out of it, but you will. You have to take one step at a time, and things take time. And don't allow nobody to tell you how to deal with your grief. If you're dealing with bitterness towards your family, friends, or whoever, forgive them, because some people just know how to go about things the way they know how. And one day, hopefully, you and your friend or your family can talk. Maybe someday me and my sister can talk. But the point is, I'm saying is that you have to move with forgiveness. You have to move forward with your life. And that's the main goal in life. So if you watch this vlog, I hope you be inspired to get yourself out of that bad headspace. And you're going to see the before and after how my car looks. My car was very terrible. So I hope you watch and I hope you enjoy.
God damn!
3 hours later.